Hello, everybody. I'm Mikey.
And I'm Corey.
Every week we discuss and review a new book, movie, album, TV show, or honestly any piece of art or culture that ourselves and you guys choose. This is Mind Control. So there was these people who were being kidnapped and mind controlled.
Exactly, dude. And I can totally see how that happened. Because, imagine if you were just given acid or just drugs like that are so disorienting for hours and hours on end and never being able to come down and not feeling safe and having somebody tell you things and accuse you of things, you know? Yeah.
Mind control. That's how we do it, baby. GG's. Mind control.
On this week's episode of Mind Control, we're going to be discussing the 2012 Death Grips album, No Love, Deep Web.
And on next week's episode, on August 18th, 2020, we're going to be discussing Logic's last and final album before retiring, No Pressure.
The album No Love, Deep Web was originally released on October 1st, 2012, despite the wishes of their label at the time, Epic Records. Before the group released their album, free of charge, they tweeted, "The label will be hearing the album for the first time with you." Shortly after the release of their album, they were dropped from their label. Death Grips hails from Sacramento with lead vocalist Stefan Burnett, aka MC Ride, and producer/drummer Zach Hill. It's worth mentioning Andy Morin, aka Flatlander, who is the lead engineer for the group. The album was released through an iPhone at the Chateau Marmont, where the group had been staying for over 2 months. This is No Love, Deep Web.
All right, so hi everybody, welcome back to Mind Control. I am Mikey.
And I'm Corey, and on today's episode of Mind Control, we're going to be discussing the Death Grips album, No Love, Deep Web. The album actually was recorded in Sacramento, I think in their hometown at their houses. And then at the Chateau Marmont, they basically blew their whole advance to stay there. And they just rehearsed. They plotted their next moves. They recorded a video for the first song on the album, Come Up and Get Me. And then eventually released the album from the hotel room through an iPhone. And that's the album we're discussing, No Love, Deep Web.
They released it through an iPhone? How do you even do that?
So they had it already done. And apparently, so they had made their first big album. I think it's The Money Store. And they were supposed to go on tour for that. Mm-hmm. And shit, but they were also supposed to release an album through Epic because they had just got signed through Epic, and they were all on board. But then I guess they wanted them to push it back for the tour. So then Death Grips actually canceled the whole tour, which pissed off a lot of people because they didn't tell anybody. They just pretty much pulled out of the shows and just didn't.
Like a 30 date tour or something, right? Like they had 30 dates.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, mm-hmm. And then they just dropped out of it completely, and then they were staying at that Chateau Marmont because Zach Hill said it was crazy, dude. Like everything they do seems like it's like plotted out, you know. Mm-hmm. But they were staying there just because they were trying to see like that side of the life. Because I don't know if you know the Chateau Marmont. I didn't know much about it, but it's pretty exclusive hotel in Hollywood that like it's been there since I think the 1920s or maybe even before. But it's like it's super famous for like a lot of like big ass parties and like celebrities go there. Like it's pretty much all celebrities and like upper elite people who go there. So they said they just like saw it and they were like, oh shit, like this is where we should stay. And they wandered in from the street, which they said is not really something people normally do. And then, they stood there. They said they were doing it to like learn about like the people they were getting into it with. Cause they're just so, I don't know if you watched any of the interviews I sent.
I didn't. No, I read that. I read that article though. I did read the article.
Yeah, they're so much different than like most of the other like artists and musicians that it's like a weird fit that they would say there, you know. And then like that. Did you watch the Come Up and Get Me video?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't get a chance.
No, that shit. It's pretty cool. It's pretty weird, you know. But it was all filmed at that hotel. Like it's pretty cool though, you know. That they were. It's weird that they were staying there, and they just blew all their money, and then that's why they were like homeless for a little bit because they came out here from Sacramento, and and then they dropped the album just on their own because they were sick of waiting for the label, and I guess they just weren't getting back to them, so they just dropped the album, and then the label dropped them. Yeah. They're pretty crazy.
Did you see the email that they leaked from the label?
Yeah. And then I read what?
Go ahead. Let me read a little part of it. I have it right here. I'll pull it up on the screen for people. Actually, I think I could still do that for people who are watching the YouTube video. And real quick, just so everybody who is listening knows, we also do the video portion of this podcast on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in watching the video portion, it's nothing crazy, but you can go to youtube.com/audible484, and the podcast is the video portion is on there. And if you guys are interested in just listening to it, it's on Spotify and Apple Music now. This is something that Death Grips would never do, promote their.
Yeah, I know.
So just
exactly.
But
I was thinking that when I was like doing this, I was like, man, they'd probably hate this, even though I'm like praise them. They'd probably be like, fuck,
well, not even necessarily the podcast, but I think just like promoting like our different links and our different, that alone was not Death Grips esque. But either way, check it out. Give us 5 stars and stuff. But anyway, so I thought I had the picture on my desktop, but it doesn't look like I do because I have it here. Oh no, here it is. Sorry guys, let me just go ahead and do this real quick, just so I don't have to do any crazy editing at the end, because last episode was 2 hours long and took me 8 hours to render. But all right, fuck it. Let's just go. Either way, this is the email that the label sent to, it looks like Death Grip's manager. They said, Peter, as you are aware from our several conversations today, Epic is extremely upset and disappointed that the artist decided to release an album without Epic's knowledge or involvement. As you know, the artist has not only blatantly breached a number of provisions in the applicable recording agreement, it also has willfully infringed Epic's copyright rights with respect to these matters. Equally important, without provocation, the artist has made false and disparaging statements on various websites about Epic. All this despite the fact that Epic has done nothing except wholeheartedly support the band, even though the band has made certain decisions that have financially damaged Epic. They go on to talk about how their feelings are hurt, is what I got from the email. Their feelings are hurt that as soon as the Death Grips people send them the masters, they will quickly approve it, and it'll be out as soon as possible. And it low key sounds like a label is emailing a group and saying, you hurt my feelings, I promise you I'm gonna release the music, just be nice to me. That's basically what I got from this email. And I'll link it, or I'll put it on the screen while I'm reading it.
Yeah,
that shit it's kind of insane that not only did they get this type of an email from their label, but they leaked it to everyone. And to me, this is like one of the most punk rock bands or groups I've ever fucking gotten or heard about.
Yeah, even in, I don't know what interview it was, because I think I sent you a couple, but in one of them, there's one with Zach Hill, the drummer, and he's like talking about it, and he said that they weren't even mad at the label. He's like, it was just I guess people at the time kept saying, oh, this is a big hoax, like they're in with the label, like they thought it was like a promotion scheme, okay. We're gonna act like the label's mad that we did this. So then he's like, that's the only he's like, we weren't trying to damage the label. He's like, that's the only reason we released it is because we were trying to show them like, hey, like they're fucking, they're mad at us, like we're not just doing this for likes and shit, like we really did just release the album. And then also at that, I don't even know why I didn't bring it up in the intro, that fucking cover was taken at at that hotel too. What's his name? MC Ride, the main dude, said that Zach Hill came out of the bathroom. He went in the bathroom and he came out and showed him the picture. He had written it on his dick, and
nice dick.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, and then dude, that was the cover. And then they actually talk about an interview, and they ask MC Ride about it. He's super he doesn't really talk much. Yeah. And he just said, he's like, if you look at that picture and all you see is a dick, he's like, then I got nothing to say to you,
I read that. I don't know what that means.
Well, because
exactly.
So when I was like going through the album, like I was I didn't understand that at first either, but then I got it because like the music is very like
that makes
brutal and like primal, like almost like you were living on the streets, like fucking killing, doing every, like it's very just primal,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what like that dick is supposed to like
that's
represent, And it's, dude, the music, like, oh fuck, dude. When I was listening to it, it was just, I mean, I've listened to them before, but I've never just really dug into the lyrics. So it was just fucking like super crazy, especially this album.
I feel like I remember you bringing them up like years ago, and you basically like I don't think you knew too much about them. You knew obviously way more than me, but I remember you saying like, and what my idea has always been of them, and this may or may not be totally true, but I just always had this idea of a group of homeless dudes in a basement with a drum set that's barely held together and like duct taped together, and they're just like fucking homeless chicks and like having homeless parties and shit. That's literally. And then when I listened to the album, I was like, okay, yeah, I like, whether that's a weird, idea of who they are or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it also like made the music like when the album just like kind of popped to me because that's kind of what I was envisioning. But then as I listened to more and I kind of like was able to, I feel like it took me 2 or 3 times of listening to the album to start understanding the lyrics. But you kind of like start understanding the gibberish. Understanding the gibberish? Yeah, see?
Understanding,
yeah. Understanding the gibberish. And it started becoming more poetic. And like, oh, these guys are legitimately saying very, very substantial things. And it was super. I'm super interested to know who wrote what, and if it was like how many people were involved in the writing process of it. Which I'm sure.
I actually think it's just. I'm pretty sure it's just them. Zach Hill's the drummer, and Zach Hill was a drummer before. I forget what band it is. It wasn't like a super big band, but he's actually considered. I know they do lists, but he's like in the top 10 drummers in the world. He's fucking crazy. Damn. Like he's fucking gets down. Like they posted pictures like after shows with like the drum kit and like it'll be like covered in blood because like he's like going so hard. Because sometimes he'll play with his hands too. Like they're fucking dope. And then MC Riot, I'm pretty sure does all the lyrics. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just them too.
And so Death Grips. How many people? There's the drummer.
It's the drummer that I mean, a lot of people count the engineer. Some don't. I mean. I don't know, yeah, I would for sure. Yeah. So, but mostly on the stage, it's just like Zach Hill and what's his name, MC Ride.
So it's just two, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, But I don't know. Maybe Andy Morin is on the stage, because it's not just drums and the vocals. There's obviously production, so maybe he's up there on the stage playing it. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So they have the drummer, but a lot of the beats and the music on the album don't sound like live drums. Is that?
No, that they actually are all live drums.
Wow.
But yeah, there's obviously the electronic portion of it too, like the production. But yeah, all the drums are him, dude. He's fucking crazy. Like there's videos of them doing it. They were gonna do these shows for a while, and they put this. It was like a rehearsal video. I think it was in a hotel room. It could have been that same room. I don't know, but it was crazy. So what they had is those fucking lights, the ones you see at raves that shoot all the way across the lasers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they had those, but they were like finger lights, like you would use for a light show. And so they were on, but they were those type of lights. So they shot everywhere, and everything was like pitch black. And he had them on his like microphone, like. And the dude had him as he drummed, and the whole room was pitch black, and all you could see is the lights going everywhere, and they were just fucking getting down. It was pretty cool.
What is that?
It's a video of them rehearsing. I'll show it. I'll find it. I'll send it to you. It was crazy. Yeah, it was for some tour. I don't know if they actually did it on tour, but the video was crazy. I was like, dude, that's such a cool idea. Because the way they perform too, like he's all over the place. So like the lasers are just everywhere, Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, wait, hold on. That, dude.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. All right, what up?
You're good.
Okay.
So I feel like I have a lot of notes, and a big one that I had was if they've ever done any live shows, and what was the other thing? And I wanted to mention that I feel like they would be the perfect group to see at the Do Lab.
Dude,
I just want to say that comment.
No, they've done shows. I've seen them twice actually. One time was at FYF, and FYF was cool. Like instead of they don't use the screens ever that they have, so instead they actually turned the screens horizontal, and they had them just like a red light, so it was just shining down. It was like all black except for the red light. And we were kind of far back for that time, and so they kind of just looked like shadows, but it was crazy. And then the second time, me and Frankie went to see them at Coachella. They were there. They were at the Mojave stage, I think. And dude, it was that shit was crazy. There wasn't a lot of people there, but that shit was wild, because MC Ride, like he'll like scream into the mic like so hard that he'll like fall on the ground and shit. Like, and they're just they don't ever stop. They don't ever say what's up. They don't say bye. They don't talk between songs. They actually don't even take breaks. Literally every song just drums into the next, and they just do they do that every time. It's like 45 minutes, an hour set, but no breaks, no talking, and it's just fucking just like pure like energy and like aggression. It's so crazy. At Coachella, some dude actually snapped his leg in the mosh pit, and like people were carrying him out, and I was like, damn, dude. Like it was pretty wild. It was pretty cool.
That's
so
dope.
I really want to see them though at their own show, because it's only been at festivals. Like,
do they still do shows? I mean nobody's doing shows.
Yeah, they haven't done one in a while. They did. They released something like in. I'm trying to think the last thing. I think it was like 2018 or something, or 2019 actually. They had an album come out. Why can't I think of the name? The Year of the Snitch. That shit's it's pretty good too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you should check it out. If you like this, you should check it out.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I want to definitely listen to him more. Like I feel like there's Jesus Christ. There's a secret. There's a secret like not a secret, but like there's some sort of like it almost like it's like a hype music. Jay. It's something I feel like I could listen to when I'm trying to get hyped. So like it's almost like a Run the Jewels type of music to me. Like I could listen to Run the Jewels when I want to not only, have a lot of energy, I want to work out, I want to, get really hyped up or whatever, but they also have bars and shit, which is really dope.
Dude, really it makes you like want to fucking like bite a speaker, like bite a speaker in half, just take a big ass chunk out of it. But dude, honestly, I've always felt the same way. Like it's like, gave me a lot of energy, but I swear the last couple of days I've been kind of down, I think I told you. So I still had to listen to it though, and I was going through it, and dude, like when I listen to it like in that mind state, which I never think of putting them on, like when I'm in a it's like it's something you put on when you're like hype, But dude, listening to it in that mind state, I was like, fuck, dude, like, and reading the lyrics, I was like, this shit's super deep, like really deep, like much deeper than I think people like give it the time for sometimes, they just hear the wild craziness. But like some of these lyrics, like I have a bunch written down, and like I had to look up things because like, dude, some of them are really like kind of complex, like complex metaphors, and some of them I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but some of them are really it's really something else.
Like this I wrote this one down. It's from Lock Your Doors. And it's invoke ancient loke to the brain in a blaze ignition weightless world.
Dude, I actually have that one written down too.
That's a fucking bar, bro. I wrote as a note. These type of bars is a perfect example of how this album disguises itself as a wild onslaught of nonsense, when in fact it's a very well designed and poetic masterpiece. That's a bar.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. I remember like just to kind of like I think we should start probably breaking it down track by track. But quickly I want to say like it's kind of like Death Grips is kind of like upon first listen you are probably going to get turned off to it because it's very very wild and in your face and weird. But once you give it a chance like I did, and it took me fucking 5 years or whatever since you've been telling me about them, but once I got into it and I kind of like accepted it, I was like, oh, this is probably one of the most original albums I've ever heard in my life as far as originality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And that's how all their music is. Like, it's so different. They're actually, the main dude, he's from like some art school. It was originally like an art project, they said, but then it, grew into this. That's why like, they're really not about the money at all, and both of them are artists. That fool Stefan Burnett, I actually have a link to his art. It's pretty cool. It's kind of weird, dark shit, but yeah, man, it's there. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like when I do tell people to listen to them, I feel like it does. Like it almost sounds like it sounds scary. Like you can't tell some chick, hey, listen to Death Grips, like they're gonna go and be like,
they're gonna look it up on YouTube or Google and see a big dick.
Yeah, exactly, dude. First of all, there's a big ass veiny motherfucker, and then the music it does. Like I could see why it would turn people off. Like it's scary,
Yeah, like, I see your shirt. I just saw your shirt. That's definitely
shirt. Yeah. It's like a hand when they're playing with the knife.
That
whole game. Yeah, dude. Yeah. But
yeah,
man, I would recommend them to a lot of people though too.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like if you can get past you know, initially your first reaction of it. Yeah, like if you actually dig into it, like there's a lot there, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so you want to start song by song?
Let's do it. Actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna play like a quick snippet of every song before we play it. And I know we had talked about it, but I think as long as I play like less than like 4 or 5 seconds,
yeah,
you'll be fine. So I'm gonna. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but just to kind of like as we go through the song, the album, I'll play a few seconds of it. Let me just pull it up. So this is obviously No Love, Deep Web by Death Grips. Came out in 2012. There's 13 tracks. It's 45 minutes long. And the first one is probably one of the dopest and most perfect intros for an album because it perfectly, describes it. It's called Come Up and Get Me. And here's a few seconds of it. All right. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to start it off. You can go ahead.
Yeah, man. This song, like you said, it's a crazy intro. It's crazy too because I know these songs were recorded before they stood at the hotel, but they almost sound like they could be there too. Like they come up and get me, like almost like they could be talking to the label, like come up and get us. Like we just released it. Like what the fuck, Because it's so like aggressive. But dude, I just love that hook, dude. I mean, it's pretty depressing, but I love I have it written down that I'm in an 8-high abandoned building, no daylight, one midnight lamp lit 24/7, murdered out windows, 2 exits, street or nosedive to the next life in seconds. Like it's so, dude, I love that shit, like because it is poetic and it is dark, but it's kind of relatable,
It almost sounds like the thoughts of a crazy individual, like kind of
exactly like Dude, it reminds me of being in a hotel room with the window with the fucking curtains closed, days on end, drugged out of your mind, like that type of mind state, Yeah, when you don't know what time of day it is because everything's blacked out,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's literally what I put. I put my notes are homeless wild fucks, very lively.
Homeless wild fucks, very lively. I love
percussion, raw, nasty, uncomfortable. Those are my first half of my notes for that song.
Dude, I love that. The opening, man, that should be the tag for the album.
It's wild fucks.
Yeah, dude, this whole song though, I love my life is a fuck, ain't one thing I don't hate. Like I don't know, I love all that dark shit. So but like you said, it gives you that. It just gives you a feeling. That's what I like would say like primal is a perfect way to describe it because sometimes I don't even know exactly what the feeling is, but like it does give you like it transports you to like if you listen to this just in your headphones and like really listen, like it does take you to the like I feel like I'm in that room fucking drugged out like
I feel that
like it's like off the rocker type shit, I like too that the instrumentals and everything already gives off that craziness and then his lyrics are like literally fit it perfectly because like even the way he like raps whatever you want to call it screams at times it's crazy like the way he's doing it like I wouldn't be able to write something like that over those beats like it would be hard
Oh yeah, exactly.
Somehow he makes it work like sometimes it doesn't even sound like it's working but it works it's crazy.
What's so funny is like I feel like when we made Circuitry, like this album is kind of what we wanted to make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like parts of it at least.
Yeah, something weird and different.
I put this music has a smell to it.
That's great. That's another really good one. There, No Love, Deep Web. This music I'm gonna tell
homeless wild folks.
When I recommend Death Grips, I'm like, just let you know that it's that smelly
music. Oh yeah, man! I also wrote. I felt the vibe towards the end, bars, and experimental electronic rock rap. So I was just listening and just writing random notes. So I'll just throw some of those in as I go. But I loved it, dude.
They're good, and it's like intense, like paranoia almost too. Like I feel like the whole music sounds paranoid, like like at any second, like they're gonna bust in and get them, which is I think there's a song about that too later. We'll get into it. So should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it. This next track is called Lil Boy, and I love this one, Lil Boy. Let me just play a few seconds of it.
Burn through it. I'm not taking turns to it, turns to it.
This is,
you know, we burn through it, burn.
This is I had to play a few seconds of it. This one is what really kind of got me thinking about circuitry, because the way it starts, it kind of reminds me of one of those beats that we did on that album.
What the shit is it doing out here?
For Lil Boy, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. The beginning of Little Boy with all the little like drums and shit.
Yeah.
It reminded me of one of the songs we did on circuitry, and that's kind of the first things that we did.
That song's good. You know, I'm not gonna lie. At first, it wasn't one of my favorites, but I like it a lot now. Like the lines are crazy, you know. And this one though, what would you say it's about? I would say maybe like drug use, you know, like the burn through it. But I also feel like that's too vague for like what they're trying to do, you know. Like I feel like that's too much of a box to put it in. Like I don't think it's only about that. But then there's that line, the crocodile lips off your smile. Do you know what that crocodile is? No. It's not like the alligator. It's because it's spelled with the K. It's like that drug. It's like heroin. But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It makes people's skin like scaly and start to fall off. So like, dude, that's a crazy line. Crocodile lips off your smile. You know, it's crazy. You know,
when I hear him saying "little boy," I was kind of taking it as it's like the little boy in a man. It was kind of like a breaking of yourself. That's kind of what I was hearing, and almost like because it's like fear over pride, little boy, flood you can't hide, little boy. It's just like talking to the little boy trying to hide the shit within yourself. Face of a woman, tears of a child, and it's just like little boy, kind of like calling yourself out. I don't know. That's how I interpreted it.
Hey, I like that actually. I can see that. Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, and then he does say, I'm chain link fence that splits dream and dreamer." So it could be like the little boy from the man, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I also wrote down crackhead.
Dude, your review's way better than mine. Crackhead rap.
I wrote don't listen to this on acid. I said, why does this work? What the fuck is this?
Exactly. I've had that thought before though. Like, how does this work? Like, it doesn't sound like it works, but it works. You know?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a trip. Definitely a trip.
Crackhead
Crackhead rap.
Crackhead rap. All right. Should we get into the next song?
Yeah. Next track is called "No Love."
This is actually one of my. This might be my favorite song on the album. Might be. Yeah, I love this song. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Let's check it out. Ooh, a few little bars there. Oh, let me just skip it. Yeah, I remember now. Oh, this song right here, bro. This song right here. Holy shit, bro. This song right here, that fucking whatever, that horn, that siren shit, that that shit was like, holy shit.
It almost like reminds you, like it's like falling down a pit, you know, like like a pit, like of just I don't know, like into a deep abyss, you know. And then he even said that second verse where it's like swallowed too much, couldn't handle it, I fell down, it's so tight.
Hell yeah. This one I remember listening to this and like legitimately feeling like, my god, what did I get myself into, kind of type shit.
The song they closed with, I think, when we saw them at Coachella, because they kept doing the end part, the what is it, the madness, chaos in the brain. Dude, and it's fucking hard. It's definitely I feel like a super, it's almost really depressing too, but it's I love it.
This one I is what really got me into wondering about the production, because that's when I started realizing, this isn't just homeless dudes with fucking buckets instead of
no.
This is like some serious shit. Like,
no, they take themselves super serious. That's why I like it.
You know what else is wild though? In the production of this album, there is a lot of sounds, like samples, like instruments and little synths that are super basic, that are almost like straight FL Studio default sounds. And that's not to take away from it at all, but there's like literally samples within these songs that I've heard and used in beats that I've made. So it's like, which is, and I've heard that in other artists and other DJs or producers, and I'm like, I know that sound. But this is like one of the first times that I've seen like, oh shit, like none, like you can do what you can just use those. It doesn't matter if you use the sounds. Well, you don't even like notice. This sounds like a highly produced album, and who knows the other sounds. Most of the sounds I've never heard, but some of the like little synths and like little sounds I've heard before. And I think that might have to do with the time that it came out, because I was producing and making beats at the same time that this came out. And it's like a lot of the sounds that were, you can hear the 2012 in it, if that makes sense. Because there's even like aspects of EDM that I hear in it, if that makes sense. Like the sounds and the samples. So, yeah, it definitely was like, oh, who produced this?
It definitely has a like super strong electronic, like some songs. That's why I always think like, I'm so surprised. I wish I was better at DJing. I never ever hear a DJ drop these songs during a set, like a dubstep DJs. These songs are fucking hard. Like I'd fuck somebody up, like they make you just like, feels like you could do anything, when you hear this shit. Like, man, yeah, like you said, it's crackhead rap, like I feel like I can lift a car, or something.
Yeah. I wrote maybe you should listen to this on acid during this song.
Oh yeah, this song, dude. And the way the song starts, like I know it's about life, but it could totally. The song starts with that how the trip never stops, on and on. It's beyond insane, like it keeps going. But I mean, he's obviously talking about life. But yeah, dude, if you listen to that on acid, that line would really hit. That'd be some scary shit.
Fuck yeah. I also wrote, there's a fine line between this and some get turned Waka Flocka shit.
There definitely is a fine line between that.
And then I highlighted the bars again and again and again.
Oh, dude, that part's fucking crazy. Yeah. And I like the strangler clutch sine wave deconstruct. Like, like he's squeezing the sine, like he's squeezing, he's talking about her neck, but it's like, he's squeezed a sine wave and straightened it out. Like, I don't know. Some of the lines,
that's
like,
fire.
Yeah, dude, like that's what I liked about it when I was like writing lines. It's like, shit, I never really even thought about the sign, what it actually means. And like, oh man, that's kind of a crazy metaphor, for choking a bitch,
Oh yeah. Yeah. That shit. Hold on. Let me try to do this real quick. Turn the voice up. During this, maybe reduce quality. Okay, cool. When others speak. Okay, cool. There was something going on with Discord where like anytime I spoke, it would like lower your volume or vice versa. So there you go. Oh, that sounds so much better. It was like I was noticing like anytime you were talking and I would like even make a noise, it would like lower your volume.
Yeah.
So that sounds so much better now. Okay, cool. My bad.
Should we run it from the top? No, just kidding.
No, let's start the whole episode over. All right. So yeah, the next track is called Black Dice, and this one,
actually, this is one of my favorite lyrically. Like there's like some crazy shit in here.
Okay. I don't think I ended up just reading these lyrics, but I think I kind of could understand this one a little bit. But let me play a quick snippet of Black Dice, track 4 on No Live Love Deep Web. I wrote, this sounds like the Jetsons and PCP. I was thinking, all right, that's just.
No, these descriptions are literally the best descriptions I've ever heard of this movie.
These are just random shit. When I was listening, I just wrote.
No, I think they would like these descriptions. I think they're very fitting,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would like these descriptions. If somebody said my music sound like that, I'm like, oh, cool.
Hell yeah. Like, yeah. Crackhead rap, Jetsons on PCP. I also wrote so fucking original and dude who makes these beats.
This Zach Hill, I think. I'm pretty sure it's him. It could be the other dude too, but I think it's Zach Hill who makes the beats. But what was I going to say?
This is the first few bars. My forefinger flipping pentagrams, left hand catch them, picks by them peak, facing south. Pinhole pick of my wingspan, jailbreaking doubt, highest vibration, ninth ring of fire crowned.
Yeah, see, okay, so I know, dude. So,
what?
I love my forefinger flipping pentagrams,
Yeah, that's right. I like that. Yeah. I get that.
And then I'm not gonna lie, right after that part, I don't know exactly what he's talking about. When he says the whole like of my wingspan, I'm guessing he's talking about something though, like religious, like almost like he's like a demon or like the devil. Because then after he says ninth ring or fire crown, and that's from there's this book called Dante's Inferno. I I don't know if you've heard of it. It's
I've
written
heard
a
that,
long time. Yeah, and it's written all about the levels of hell, and the ninth ring of hell is like the lowest one, and that's actually like the ice lake. It's like the coldest part of hell, and it's the deepest part. And it's like for people that let me see, I wrote it down because I had to look it up. It's I guess if you betray someone's trust or like someone's love, like that's where you go, like the ninth ring. And then that's why it's crazy that ninth ring of fire crown, like he's the king of it, it's so dope. Fuck? Like some of the lines are crazy,
Yeah.
And this is another line this is one actually I had to look up a couple things for it, he says, hear my chamber revolve in your brain like the halls of a mentee. And I didn't know what the halls of a mentee are, but I found this, so I had to look it up. It's like this whole thing with like reincarnation and shit. I actually have this picture. I'll send it to you. It's like this triangle. And then like, so the level that we basically all live at is like the level of ignorance, which is like third dimension. And then there's the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, which are the halls of a mentee. And that's like our reincarnated lives that we live over and over where we try to get it right. And then you want to get to like the ninth and 10th level, which is the omega point. So like, it's crazy. Like he's saying like, like the chamber, I don't know if he's talking about the chamber of his gun or whatever, revolves in your brain, like kind of how we revolve through life after life after life. I was like, dude, these lines are so complex for like, like it's
holy shit.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I'll send you the triangle. It's pretty weird. I was like, I've never heard of that. Cause I guess like, it's the halls of Mentee are like, it's like they describe it as a distortion filter between our physical brain and our soul. And it's like what we keep living over and over. Those are the halls, like until we could eventually get to the 9th, 10th level, which is pretty fucking,
that's
I don't know. That's wild in itself already,
Yeah, that's fucking scary as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I remember reading something about that. Like, I know there's like a level for like child molesters and pedophiles. I think they're on their own little level.
That's on the Dante's Inferno thing.
Yeah.
And then this Halls of a Mentee thing is completely different. But yeah,
okay.
That's true though. I didn't even think about that though, because he talks about one set of like realms, like the ninth ring, and then he talks about. That's cool. Like there is kind of a connection there,
Yeah, that's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah,
I never would have made that connection. That's crazy.
I had to look it up because I liked the line and I was like, but I don't know what the fuck the line means.
Yeah.
So but then there's also a couple references to is it this one? Oh yeah, Jupiter, where he says you feel like you swallowed Jupiter, which is it's the story of Zeus. I posted a picture before of it. There's a famous painting of Cronus, who's actually his name's Saturn in Roman, I think, and he tries to eat Jupiter, who is Zeus, and because it's his son. Yeah, because in the story, it's Cronus has his kids and he wants to eat them because he's a Titan. He wants to make sure because there's like an oracle who says one of the kids is going to grow up and kill you, So he decides I'm going to eat all my kids. But he gets tricked with Zeus. The mom actually gives him like a stone. So he thinks he eats Zeus. And then Zeus comes back like later, like, and obviously fucking kills his dad and all that shit. And but Zeus is also known as Jupiter in Roman. So like he says, what does he say? He says something fucking crazy, and then he says, feeling like you swallowed Jupiter, like almost like, like you ate your own son. But then he makes another reference. Yeah, he makes another reference to Saturn too. What does he say? Oh, he said in the first verse, he says Saturn level flex, which is the dad. So it's almost like he's talking like he's Cronus, like he's the Titan.
What?
But he actually ate his kid.
How did you know this? How did you figure this?
I know about Saturn and Jupiter just because I love all that fucking mythology shit. So when I saw the first line, I was like, when I noticed Jupiter, I was like, I wonder if that's what he's talking about. So then I mean, I didn't look it up though. I try to refrain from using any type of like rat bullshit, I try to do everything looking it up. And so I started looking up, Jupiter, and then I realized that he said Saturn in the first verse, and I was like, oh shit, like Saturn and Jupiter. And I was like, that's Zeus and Cronus. And then there's actually a couple other lines where he mentions like Greek gods too. But this song, he mentions a lot of religious shit, because then he says, my oxidized gold shaft floods your jugular with Lucifer. Like there's it's just so crazy, Like some of the songs, like, that's why I like them. Like I don't even know what they're about exactly, but individual lines are so like significant and like some of them that I'm like, dude, most people don't write like this because it's so confusing almost, it's super I love it.
They're
Lyrically, I feel like this one's like has the most to pick through, you know, like crazy shit. Like there were lines where I was like, "What the fuck?"
It reminds me of like almost like some fucking Andy Warhol rap type of shit. Like if you know, does that make sense? Like it's as lyrically like Andy Warhol type of really deep poetic shit that almost don't make sense, but like in rap, which is weird. It's weird to hear this type of shit in a rap song, or especially in a rap song that you can barely understand.
Like, I feel like the lines are almost like feelings too, you know, like without even. I don't know. It's like I said, it's like primal and brutal. It's like a feeling you get from the lines, even if
true
you don't understand. Like some of the wordplay, though, the way he says it, like the oxidized gold shaft floods your jugular with like the way he even says it sounds fucking. It just gives it a feel, you know.
Yeah,
what I like about it, like it's almost like it's almost like what's that group you told me about? Fuck, they're kind of famous now. They make songs and not all their lyrics are like real lyrics. Like some of it's just like not a real language.
Damn, I haven't listened to them in a while. Fuck.
You know what I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah.
That's almost what it reminds. Not that this isn't a real language, obviously.
Sigur Rós.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and like some of the lyrics, even though they're not real words, are like more for like the feeling and emotion. Like sometimes I feel like that with this too. Like some of it, like it's for the feeling that you get, even if you can't quite connect what all the lines mean. The feeling you get when you hear your jugular is filled with Lucifer or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that has an effect on you just by reading it, you know, without even really digging into it. I don't know. Maybe it's just
it makes sense. No, that makes sense. And it's funny because I remember thinking that, next song, track 6, Lock Your Doors. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Track 5, World of Dogs. Let's go.
Oh, I love this shit.
Oh my God. It's terrifying. Look.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot about the beginning of this song.
What it's all suicide.
Yeah.
Dude,
Christ.
I like this song. I this song though. I don't know if I like it for any particular lyrics, but like I was saying earlier, like it's a feeling. It's definitely like a feeling. And I love when he screams the "World of Dogs." It's all suicide, and I just like how it all layers too at times. You know, it's really cool. You know, I like the sound of it. And then there's one line I really like: the "Ride the falling sky with me, falling inside of me." And then I think it says it's all suicide of me. But dude, it's so fucking. I like it. I like
this song. This song kind of like solidified how dark this album really is.
Oh yeah, dude!
You know?
It's
like
it's super.
Shit. This is a very dark album. Like
all their work has that. Yeah, all their work has that darkness in it.
Absolutely, that's what it looks like. But this is one of those songs that like, holy shit! Like listening to this on fucking acid or psychedelics would. I don't know. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a good one. That one kind of felt like almost like a interlude kind of track, low key.
Yeah,
just because it was shorter and like not too much crazy substantial bars.
It's not. There's not a ton of lyrics either. Like it's a lot less.
Yeah. All right, next track, Lock Your Doors.
I love this song.
This one's fucking. This one reminds me of some like some I don't know. Like evil, like if Radiohead was evil, almost, like fucking the background, the ambiance of this track is so fucking terrifying. It like climbs up your fucking spine and tickles, like it's fucking terrifying. What did I write about this one?
I feel like this. I feel like this one too. I mean, I don't know. It has like a. It sounds like one of the more normal songs on the album, like the more like that people could get into, like it especially like the I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's also you can actually hear what they're saying in the hook. Like this is an actual like almost like very audible.
That's what I was. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, like the hook you could easily follow along to. I got some shit to say, and it's hard,
and then them things.
Yeah, it's so
Definitely. And this is one of the first. This is when I started realizing, like, oh, this is when I wrote down that note about the invoke ancient loke to the brain.
Oh,
and
yeah.
blaze ignition this world.
Dude, that's a crazy line. I actually was trying to look up what that meant, but I couldn't find anything that was like.
I think loke to the brain.
Significant.
I kind of looked it up. Loke to the brain is like a reference to some sort of a track or some artist from back then.
Okay, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. It's a song. Loke to the brain is a song from Brother Lynch Hung, who's also a Sacramento rapper.
Oh, okay. That's dope. Yeah, I didn't know that. And
in Loke to the brain, it says, in this case, refers to a crazy or spontaneous state of mind or a loco brain. Loco. So invoke ancient loke to the brain in a blaze ignition, weightless world. That's fucking just makes me, I don't even understand it.
Exactly.
But it makes me think like in a way I like to think.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like some of these lines, you know.
Yeah.
There's also a line in this too that I've seen it before. The memento mori, dead man's curve. Mm-hmm. I looked up memento mori, and I guess it's like an old saying. Remember, you must die. It's like it's also like a symbol too. Like I don't know if you've seen like old movies where they keep a skull on the desk sometimes. Like when they're writing, like people will have.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's one of the reasons why it's like supposed to remind them like, hey, life is finite. So, work hard, do what you got to do. Like it's supposed to be like some symbol, like just remember you don't live forever, you know? But then he says Dead Man's Curve after, which is, I guess it's a place on Sunset Boulevard. I guess there's a curve that a lot of fucking people that's referred to as Dead Man's Curve because a lot of people have died driving their car there. And it's on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. It's like, oh, pretty interesting, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting to throw in, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of want to drive on it.
I was going to say, let's go do some coke off that curb.
The end of that song, or not the end, but the end of one of the verses, actually, I underline this. I actually think one day I want to use it for like an album cover or album name or something, where it says "Identifier Destroyer," and then dude, it's so crazy. Like I just love it. The Identifier Destroyer. He said something before it too, but it's just I don't know. Like I said, dude, some of these lines they just make me feel like oh shit, like they're just just gives you a feeling, you know.
Yep. This whole album is definitely a feeling. This next track is track 6. We're a little bit more than halfway with the album here, and it's called Whammy. Oh, this is that weird ass track. God, there's so much bass in all their music, bro. It's like so much production, and the mastering is like it's done. The engineering is done amazingly, and this song really kind of like showed that. To me, at least, the deepness of the drums and shit. Yeah, this is one of the last songs that I have notes for. I started just listening to the rest of it. I kind of just wanted to like get lost in it.
Yeah,
but this one. I was like, oh, okay. There's like this one I could see like EDM remixes of and shit like that.
Yeah, and this song too, I feel like content wise, like it's the most normal because he's pretty much like if you read the lyrics, even though they're weird, he's like talking shit about the people who spend a bunch of money on flashy clothes and cars, and the people who think that that's like what life's all about. Like that's pretty much what he's just shitting on all the people, which I think is cool too because they were staying at that super rich hotel too, you know. Like that's why it trips me out too that it was written before, but some of the songs sound like they could have been written while they were at the hotel, you know?
Yeah.
Just because of the things they're talking about, you know?
It's funny how that hotel kind of is like it kind of conceptually goes with the album, that whole experience of them at that hotel and the story of that could be a movie and they could call it the whatever hotel that it's called. And like, they could like, you know, like, I don't know, just content wise, like,
I wonder if they must have planned it somewhat to go to that hotel because in the first song too, I forgot to mention he says something and he says I'm in Jimmy Page's castle and the Chateau Marmont is referred to. I guess it's technically used to be some sort of castle, but Led Zeppelin was like famous for staying there and like riding motorcycles through the halls or something. Who Jimmy Page is from Led Zeppelin, and he says I'm in Jimmy Page's castle. Oh wow! So I was like, they must have like. So I was thinking like they must have planned to go to that hotel too. You know, like just because if these songs were recorded before, like how does he like he's talking about it like he's already there. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just interesting.
Wow.
You know?
That's crazy. Yeah, this is what I wrote down. The notes I have for this are a couple good ones. I put definitely calling out rich fucks who don't know what life is.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I put, is this song about just fucking some dude's girlfriend and then saying whammy?
Yeah.
There's a few lines where it's like, knew you had to come and grabbed your plum and your Gomez. What's the other one that it sounded like he just fucking what you want some, don't want none. Your number one is my $2 whore. So what you bought that for? You want to rock that for that? What you want to rock that for? There's another one. He said like just basically, oh yeah, getting queasy, easy does it. Can't help yourself, suck it.
I know, dude. It's great. It's great. Definitely gonna have to use some of these lines.
Yeah. Hunger Games now. Track. Oh shit! Why did Photoshop open? No Photoshop. And why did my Spotify close? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, where we at?
My moods live on that swing sim. Push me harder. Push me swing into tomorrow.
This one sounds. Ooh, god damn. All right, let's leave it with that. That one was nasty.
My moods live on that swing. Yeah. Push me harder. Yeah.
That's cool because that's the vocal right there. We should make a fucking. You could sample that.
Of me? I could just to let you know, I could hear the echo again a couple times.
Oh, can you?
I just started again. I don't hear it now, but I heard it a second ago.
Okay.
Like right after I did the death group. Okay, cool. Yeah,
you
right
after. You hear yourself?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay. I think it's just because my headphones were like right here.
Oh,
yeah, my headphone was near the mic. Yeah,
that's probably makes sense.
Bet.
No, yeah, I bet. Oh, dude, there's a line I like in this too. He says "sclera scarlet," and I was like, "What does that mean?" And it's basically just another way to say red eyes because the sclera is the white part of your eye, and then scarlet is a form of red. And I was like, "Sclera scarlet." I was like, "That's kind of dope, for red eyes, That's what I like some of the lines, like. They are like they're super poetic, like it's something you'd read in a poem. Like you don't immediately just it doesn't say, "Oh, I got red eyes," like most people would say. That's sclera scarlet.
How much research did they have to do to write this fucking album? Because I mean, so surprised.
From what it seems like though, like they're both like super in the arts and shit. So it just seems like he's just like really into all this shit already, So he probably. Because the dude Zach Hill too in the interview was talking about Magic the Gathering and a lot about like the deep web because his like little brother plays like those strategy games and he was talking about like Magic and like but not like magic but like the thinking behind Magic and they both just seem like super smart fucking people they give off that homeless crackhead vibe but they seem like they're super like usually they're really intelligent
most intelligent artsy type people give off a homeless vibe.
Yeah,
that's kind of how you gotta be. That's how you're. Yeah. All right. Next track, Deep Web. Jesus Christ, dude! Jesus Christ! It's like the second half of this album, I didn't hear as much as the first half, but. I like every time I hear the track, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that feeling.
Yeah.
I remember how that felt. Yeah. That's how the whole fucking album was making me feel, bro. I was listening to this shit at work the first time, and it was fucking me up, dude. I was just like considering just quitting.
just going to the top of the where you get the pallets and just jumping. As I told Frankie when I was listening to this the other day, I was like, dude, I'm gonna go up to the upstairs neighbor's house and jump out the window. I'm gonna
get naked.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my headphones in. I'm gonna go knock on the upstairs. You all right? Get it easy, dog. It's angel dust, bro. Get it easy. Nah.
We're gonna have scarlets or scarlets.
You're gonna have scarlet sclera.
Yeah,
scarlet. You definitely are. I'm gonna start saying that. Hey, you got any eye drops? My sclera. I'm burning scarlet right now.
Oh shit! I wish I could just fucking listen to this with everyone. I'm gonna skip through it a little bit. Let's see.
Show you why I hate dog.
Yeah, this is when it got like kind of like holy shit. Like I had to like kind of talk to myself. This shit, because honestly, like
no, I could see that, dude. The first time
know?
when I first started listening to it, it was like heavy, and then like I got used to it. So yeah, but the first like initial, it gives you a reaction no matter what. Like no matter what it is, it gets a reaction out of you. You know?
And I'm not exaggerating that it was making me feel a type of way as I was listening in my headphones at work. The first time I tried to listen to it at work, and just the first like 30 seconds of the first track, I was like, oh no, I shouldn't do this. So I listened to it here at home. And then I listened to it. So I guess like, the second time at work, and it was fucking like, each time I was just like I got lost in it, and it kind of fucked me up.
It's a crazy album. Like it definitely like it gets your attention, you know?
Yep, for sure.
Immediately.
Yep. All right. Stockton, Death Grips, track 10. This is the one where I feel like is this the one where it's like you could really hear the vocals, like the I feel like there was one where it was really audible. Like you could really hear everything going on.
Oh, the last song you could really understand everything in the last one.
I think
the
that
Artificial Death in the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one
this one's cool. It's not one of my favorites, but there's like a couple cool like things. Like there's this line caved in my ribs, drugged out, fucked out, and then I think it's Sawin skid off Bay Bridge, which is like I had to look up what Samhain was. I guess it's like a pagan like it's like it's almost like Halloween, but they still do it in some parts. But it said it's mostly like Wiccans and shit that actually practice it. It's different from Halloween. Like it's more it's definitely more like that's when they believe like all the spirits can cross over into the world and shit. But they still celebrate. I guess people still celebrate it, but just not many. You know, I was like, I've never even heard of that. And I was like, dude, it just lends to the. That's why I feel like all the lines just lend to the narrative that goes behind the band. You know, this dark. I don't know what it is.
The fucking witches is what they
are. Witches
homeless and witch crack kids.
Homeless witch crack.
Exactly. Fucking you know who you should listen to or check out? Duncan Trussell, because he I don't know if you should, but
wait he's the dude who does that show, right?
Midnight Gospel.
Yeah.
He's
I've only seen the first couple episodes. It was
crazy. He actually is into like magic as like a religion almost, or like a spirituality kind of concept.
A lot of people, dude, it's something. That's what Zach Hill kind of talks about it too. Yeah, like the spiritual concept of it and like the thinking aspect of magic. Like it's like something deeper, you know. It's not like magic like you see from magicians, you know.
Yeah,
it's like a whole different type of thing. Yeah, I wanted to get into it, but I don't know much about it. You know?
You shouldn't, man. Don't.
next time I'm gonna be floating on the screen right here, talking to you.
You're like, hold on, my mic isn't working. Hold on. All right, we're good. All right, next track. I feel like we're just popping through this because we're taking it. We took a long time on the first half, but
whatever.
This is wild. Yeah, next track is Pop. Oh yeah, this one, dude. What is this shit, bro?
Pop's one of my least favorites, but I still like it. You know,
it has that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying this. It feels like it has that same like loop type vibe as what was it? Was it No Love? I think, or Black Dice.
Maybe
Black Dice. One of them. Yeah, Black Dice is that same like kind of a lot of it just sounds like a really dark loop type track.
Yeah,
and if you get lost in it, it feels scary. And for some reason, I kept thinking about how it would be to listen to this on psychedelics, and I definitely kind of want to now.
No, yeah, it's very like paranoid and almost like I like that it's like the deep web part. It almost sounds like deep web music, you know, music that you hear like you know on the Silk Road, you know.
I feel that. Yeah, that's I like that. I almost like I get that. Fucking are they into psychedelics? Do you know? Like, did they do drugs or anything during?
I mean, they talk about drugs in some of their songs, and they have a music video where it's weird. They're at a laundromat, and it's just like most of the videos in the washing machine, and it's like a bunch of pills and weed and like I forget what else that's just spinning around in the washing machine. So I'm pretty sure they do some form of drugs, but they don't really. Literally, their interviews they don't talk about their personal lives at all. And the main dude doesn't even really talk. I think there's only like twice where he said like 3 things in interviews. It's mostly the drummer, and he only really talks about the music and intent. Like they don't ever get into their personal lives. Like they're super like anti that. But I'm guessing, dude, they've had to done some drugs. Yeah. There's no way they haven't done no drugs, you know?
People who don't know drugs are weird though too.
They are. But really they seem like, yeah, that's true. I could see that. You know? But I don't know. I could also see them being tweaks, you know?
For sure. Smart intellectual tweaks.
Yeah, you know, they exist.
We're both right here. Look at us. Next track, Bass Rattle, Stars Out the Sky.
Anybody. Love that name.
It's so funny because I know all these songs, but I don't know the titles because I just listened to it. Oh yeah. I just want to keep listening. I don't know them by the track titles. Like I know how they sound and like and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know them connected to the track titles. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something I wanted.
The title of the song is one of my favorites. Though. The Bass Rattle, Stars Out the Sky. It's a dope ass name, you know.
That is.
But dude, I don't know what this song would be perfect to drop during a fucking set. You know.
Yep.
One day I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would. I haven't DJ'd in years, but I fucking if I ever do again.
Yeah, you got to do it. Do it for
all right.
boy one time.
Artificial Death in the West is the last track. We're just kind of going through these real quick, everybody, just because we kind of took a long time at the beginning. But and then we'll talk about the album after this. Let me play this. Yeah, see this sound right here. I know this sound. I've made a song with this sound. The introduction of this, it's like a pad. I've used this sound.
In the West, East. Artificial Death in the West.
Yeah, this is the track I was thinking about. Where it's very audible, and very straight to the point. Or probably what I would think is the most straight to the point track. But
yeah, no, and this song though, I feel like there's a lot probably to pick apart that I really, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to, but yeah, there's like a line about Hera too that I'm pretty sure is a reference to Zeus's wife, which, you know, there's a lot of like God references. But earlier, you know, we talked about the Zeus because he says Sahara mascara smeared, end of an era, tracks on Hera's peacock thighs. Like it almost sounds like he's talking about like Zeus's wife is like, you know, like a strung out on heroin, because I'm guessing that's what the tracks are, you know, like track marks. I don't know. That's what I hear, you know. But then, dude, the whole thing gives off like this Egyptian alien under the pyramid vibe.
That's what this says right here about heavy thin hair, Sahara mascara smeared, end of an era. It says possibly connected with the pyramids and east lines.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Maybe a comment on the Arab Spring that begun in Egypt and how it smeared the end of an era.
Oh, good, because it's called art. Yeah.
However, it's not just an artificial death in the West, but also in the East.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking.
It's a cool. It's definitely like a calm last song compared to everything else. You know. Yeah, it's the only time I feel like it actually slows down. Really.
The shit is definitely, just even reading through it, like it's almost like it's a different album when you read the lyrics. Like I don't remember hearing any of these fucking lines almost at all because I'm just so lost in the feeling of the album.
Yeah,
you kind of stop listening to the words in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I had to. I just sat with the lyrics though for the last like 3 days and like read them, you know, because it's hard to just sit there and listen to the lyrics, especially for this, you know, because you're caught up in the instrumental, you're caught up in everything else.
Yeah, you're not paying attention.
Yeah,
and it's so poetic, you're not going to understand it.
Yeah, which honestly, part of me too, when I was writing this, felt like maybe I'm missing the point by doing that too, you know? Like I feel like part of the point is just being in it, you know, being in that moment. Because both times when I saw them too, they don't use a screen, so it's like you're either up close and you could see them, or you're not, you know. And they don't ever really seem to release like concert footage or anything like that, you know. So it's very like, I don't know, you know, like the energy's there with the band, like when it's happening, you know, because that's what they talked about with releasing music too. Like that's why they wanted to release it so quick. They're like, we want to release it when it's done now, because right now it's current. Right now it has that energy, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like you fucking sit on it for a year. Like at least for them, it's like nah. Like you can move on by then. I don't know.
Yeah.
But dude, what did you think about the album overall?
I fucking really liked it, man. I'm excited to continue to listen to it and dig into it. And it feels like one of those albums that are like, it's bigger than music almost. It's like it's a statement. It's kind of like a feeling. It's something you can interpret any way you want. I feel like because I don't know if does the guy sound like that when he talks, like the guy who raps?
No, he's actually I could only find like one video of him actually talking, but no, he talks like super quiet and like soft spoken and doesn't really like look them in the eyes. Like he seems super like shy into himself, but on stage like he's fucking a beast.
See, I think that's probably a point and kind of maybe like who knows? I interpret
think
that
it
as
is
he
part
did
of
that on
it.
purpose. Yeah.
I feel like after like reading more about them, like for all this, like it does seem like a lot of what they've done is like it's all they've planned it out, you know? Like there's a reasoning behind all of it. Because they even did they did these 2 shows where they set up, they were supposed to play at Lollapalooza and like the day before they were supposed to do some show, and what they did was they set up a drum kit and they had a suicide note that was written to the band. I don't know if it was written by the band, but it was addressed to the band, you know, and it was put on the screen. And then they just played Death Grips music on loop, and they just never planned on showing up. And then people got up and destroyed the drum set. But I guess that after, like, you know, at first people didn't know what was happening. I remember reading about it, but then it ended up being like they never really planned on going to those shows at all. It was supposed to be like that was the show. It was like an art. Supposed to be some weird sort of art piece, you know, which I would have been pissed as a fan. People were super pissed. They talk about that though too, Zach Hill in some of the interviews.
That's tight,
he doesn't really.
You're supposed to be pissed.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
And he doesn't seem like very apologetic. He's like, you know, he just kind of shrugs it off, you know, like our art. That's what he said. Our art's always going to come before anybody else's opinion, you know. Like if you don't like it, like whatever, you know. But they've done shows after that since then. But yeah, for a while they did that, and then they said they were breaking up for a while, and then they released other music. They're interesting.
I'd love to hear them release something in now, like and see.
Listen to Year of the Snitch. Let me make sure. I think that shit it came out last year, actually. I think, unless it was the year before, but I think it was 2019. Let's see.
It says released 2018, June 2018.
Yeah. That was the last thing, but dude, that album's really good. Some of it's crazy. That cover is crazy with all the tongues coming out of the like table. Like, yeah, it's like it's like you said, that cover smells like the music. You can smell it. You know?
Absolutely.
But there's one. I mean, whoa. Let's finish talking about the album. I'll bring this up at the end.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna release any more dick pics? No. Why would I ask that the Discord posts? Why would I ask that question? The fucking something happened. I think Universe got our boy Corey over here got disconnected. Just reconnect with him, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. That was a perfect time for it to lag. All right, now we're back.
All right.
Did you hear the question I asked you?
No, I don't think so.
It ended so perfectly because I asked you, do you think the lead singer is going to release any more dick pics?
Oh, that's the drummer. And
the drummer.
I sure hope so.
You know what's so funny, dude? I seen this album cover before, and I never really realized it was a dick. Like I did not. Well, I've seen it before. I don't remember realizing. I think it just kind of blended in.
Yeah, and a lot of places they blur it out, you know? Like most of the time if you see it, like it's blurred. But yeah, man, it's a pretty
good
dick. Yeah.
Good hog. Good one. I'd take a picture of it too.
Good hog. I've never heard that. The good hog. And he said it was hard too. He's like, it was actually kind of hard to write it on there too. And I was like,
would imagine it'd be uncomfortable.
You only get one shot, you know, with that marker. How do you get that permanent marker off, you know? That would be hard. Like you'd have to like jerk it to wash it off. You're like, shh, you know? But you'd have to go in, bro. Dude, like a permanent marker or like a Sharpie. I think that's what he used. Like that's hard to get off your arm, dude.
Imagine how thick the marker ink would be on the dick when it's not erect and it's more flaccid, it's gonna just cake up.
Dude, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, like you'd have to clean it hard. Like you couldn't clean it soft. You'd miss a lot. You know,
it'd be all in the crevices. It goes from damn like really tiny font, and then it gets all bold.
And then what if you're washing it and the marker gets in your pee hole? Oh, then what? You know?
Child, no.
That's why I respect him for that album. You know.
It reminds me of the No Surprises. It's big. You seen the No Surprises music video with the Radiohead track?
Oh yeah, where he drowned
he's in the water. Yeah. You know, he actually held his breath. I don't know why. It's just as a good sacrifice for the art. You know. Similar.
Dude, actually, this is actually perfect for what I wanted to say earlier, dude. They were actually talking about like their art and like what inspired them, and they brought up this dude Chris Burden, who I'd never heard of. All right, so he's like an artist, and like you just said, like with Tom York doing it for the art. So I'm gonna read some of the shit he's done. It's pretty crazy. I don't, I know this is a whole different type of art. So he's most famous for Shoot, is what it was called in 1971. So it was an art piece in which Burden he asked his friend to shoot him with a .22 rifle from a distance of 15 feet. And the bullet was just supposed to nick the side of his arm, but it actually went through his arm. And then, it says the piece presented exactly what happens when a person is shot, so that the audience could experience it in person and not just in a detached setting, such as watching the television while sitting comfortably on the couch. Wow. So that's one thing he did. But dude, he's done crazier shit. In 1973, he did Through the Night Softly. And so let's see. So this one consisted of Burden slithering across broken glass in his underwear with his hands bound behind his back. This raw performance put the audience in discomfort by having to view the pain felt by Burden as shards of glass shredded the bloody front of his body. Burden wanted it to be clear to the viewers how real pain is and emphasized this by performing live so that the audience had to experience it in person. So, dude, yeah. So let me see. I think there's one other good one.
Tom York's a pussy, bro.
Yeah. You're right, bro. He doesn't got nothing on this. Yeah, this was crazy too. It's called Transfixed, and it was in 1974. So he laid on top of a Volkswagen, and he had nails put through his palms to nail him into the top of the car. And then after he was nailed to the car, they drove it out of the garage and displayed it to the audience. And then the engine revved a couple times, and then I guess it went back into the garage after. But it had something to do with like the crucifixion of Christ and shit. Dude, like there's actually a shitload of things you've done. So I don't want to go through them all because I feel like that'd be redundant. But dude, obviously those ones are crazy as fuck. And a lot of the other ones I read were super crazy, like him being locked in a box for like 6 days and shit. Like I was like, dude, like what the fuck? Like the glass one though on the on your stomach, like what the hell? And like what about your dick? If your hands are tied, you're crawling on your dick too, right?
No.
Like that's what I was trying. I was like, what the hell? Like,
oh no.
I like that though. Tom York's a pussy. No, I just wanted to end it with something because I feel like the last one we ended with some random fact shit.
Yeah, that's tight. That's good. What's his name?
Chris Burden. So it's
shout out to Chris Burden.
Yeah, Burden is how you spell his last name. Yeah, but look him up. I think he's dead now. I'm pretty sure. Like, if he didn't die from something else, he's probably dead.
He died from old age after doing all that crazy shit.
Hey, maybe perfect. You never know, dude.
That'd be tight. That's how those Steve-O fools are. They've been fucking fucked up so much. They're all still. Well, most of them are still alive. Rip.
That's why I laughed.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, no, R.I.P.
Rip. Well, R.I.P. But damn, man, you got to learn from that situation too. He die. He was all drunk and he killed himself, huh?
He didn't kill himself, but yeah, he was
not
drunk.
Killed himself, but like died because he was driving.
He tweeted like right before like drunk. I forgot what he tweeted. He tweeted something like a joke about drunk driving. And
did he really?
Yeah, and then he ended up drunk driving. And let me look that up before I give. I'm pretty sure though. What's his name?
I posted something on Facebook that was totally like not nice. You want to hear it? Should I say it?
I don't know. I don't want to.
It wasn't that bad. It was just like
What if I laugh? Then it makes me bad. Too.
I'll just say it. I'll say it. Oh, you got it?
Wait, let's see.
Take your time. You're good. It's funny. There's a bunch of shit that I've said in the past. I had to literally go through my old tweets and like search keywords and delete multiple tweets. But I'm good now.
Okay. Maybe.
I think maybe you're getting. I think that maybe you're.
Okay, I'm confused. Never mind. I'm wrong. He posted a picture of himself drinking with friends, and then that night he died. So he didn't make a joke about it. He posted a picture of himself drinking with friends, and then later he ended up dying driving home. Yeah.
See, that's what I was. I was thinking maybe you got confused with what I had said. It's not that bad. I really want to say it. No, I know it's not that bad. I posted on Facebook. Hi, I'm Ryan Dunn, and this is called drunk driving.
You laugh for that one. I don't know if I ever saw that one. Maybe I did, but
that was a good one.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Ryan Dunn would have laughed.
Yeah, he'd appreciate it.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, man. Overall, I'd say this album was fucking amazing, thought provoking, one of the most original albums or pieces of art in general that I've ever heard. And I'm glad you chose it. And I'm gonna definitely listen to it more. And I'm excited to hear them more.
Yeah. I think I've showed you this song before. You'd like it. I'm pretty sure this is the song I showed it to you because of the name of it. Because I remember you used to love that Bob Dylan album. But on Government Plates, that's one of their albums. That's my favorite album by Death Grips. But the first song on the album is called "You Might Think He Loves You for Money, but I know what he really loves you for is your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat." Yeah. That's the whole name of the first song. And that song though is one of the fucking hardest songs ever. And right. And that's the name of it. But yeah, you should check it out.
The leopard skin pillbox head. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know that Bob Dylan talked about that hat as kind of like a sign of a rich lady and the stuck up bitches.
I remember you told me because I remember you went on a journey through all the Bob Dylan albums.
I listened to all of them from beginning to end and was deep into them. Bob Dylan is the greatest rapper of all time. And I'll stick by
it. He does, dude. He raps. Yeah, he spits for sure. He does, with Subterranean
Homesick Alien.
That's the radio.
Oh no, Subterranean
Homesick Blues.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he fucking spits.
Yeah, he does. We should do a Bob Dylan album someday. He just released a new one. He just released a brand new one like a month ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I haven't heard it.
So what did you think? What do you think about the album overall?
Honestly, I loved it. I already liked it, but definitely digging in deeper, it made me appreciate it on a whole new level.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. If you have the time, I would say listen to it. Definitely don't judge it off the first listen because it's crazy, brutal. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fuck yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Definitely check out the album. It's called No Love Deep Web by Death Grips. Be careful searching it online if you're around children or elderly people.
Yes, there's a big penis on the cover.
Yeah, huge.
But there's an alternate cover where he's wearing socks that says "Suck my dick." So
that's
okay. Yeah, it's the more. If you want to look for the more PG cover, there's one with socks to say "Suck my dick."
That's the PG version.
Yeah,
yeah. Check it out. So next week, what we're going to be covering or discussing is going to be the last and final album and most recent album, obviously, from Logic called No Pressure. And I am really fucking excited about it because Corey's never heard anything from Logic, really. I think this is your first time, right? Listening to Logic?
I mean, I've heard a song or two, but yeah, I've never listened to a whole project and I've never really even tried, Yeah. So, I mean, no hate to him. I just never really been super interested. But
low key, I kind of wish I would have chosen a different album if I was going to introduce you to Logic. This is a good way to introduce you, but in a sense, mixtapes. The mixtapes are. Man, dude, I mean,
I know a lot of people fuck with them. Yeah,
we'll talk about it. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in following along with us next week, definitely check out that album. It just came out a couple weeks ago, and we'll be here. We'll be here. Is it August 18th to check that album out. So we will see you guys then. Like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe and follow or whatever. Rate us 5 stars if you enjoy it. And if you're listening, then check us out on YouTube and you get the video portion and all that. Is there anything you want to shout out, Senor?
Nah. Join the Discord though. You know, talk with us. Provide some feedback. Let us know what you want us to listen to, watch, read, whatever, you know.
All that good shit.
Interact with us.
That's goddamn right. All right, bro. GG's. This has been Mind Control. We'll see you next time.
GG's.
Real quick, just want to say thank you guys for listening and watching. Next week, we are going to be discussing the Logic album called No Pressure. Be sure to listen to that to catch up and discuss with us. Join us on Discord, and we will see you guys next time.